Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to Claiborne. I feel so very blessed that you're here with me today. So if you're clicking on this video, it's probably because the word trauma is in the title. I'm not trying to be clickbaity or anything. I just feel like I've gotten a lot of new subscribers lately, and so I just kind of want to let y'all know where I'm coming from without going like way back in my past, because who needs that, right? So I'm just gonna let you know that I got married really young and had my kids really young, and so when they moved out, when they grew up and they moved out, I didn't get a chance to go to college, and so I just kind of wanted to go out and explore the world, well, explore the United States anyway, and just find out who I was. So I ended up in the southern part of the United States, and I was on this 1-acre permaculture project, and I was having a great time. I found a job that I really liked with a crew that I really liked. It was just a mundane job. It didn't matter, but I enjoyed it, you know. And I'd always wanted to go to college, and so I enrolled in the local university as a freshman. And I went after a Master of Science degree, but I learned pretty quickly that I was just kind of all over the place, and I was really heavily leaning towards the art side of things. I just wasn't that great with math. Me and math don't get along at all. So in college, if you've never been, there's a curriculum set up where sometimes you have to take something that you're not comfortable with. Like for me, it was public speaking. I think more people are afraid of public speaking than any other fear on the planet. And so that really forced me out of my comfort zone and pushed me into something I never thought I would ever do. And I ended up loving it. I love the class. Could have been the professor, I don't know, but it was the way he taught and the way he kept pulling things out of us and pulling us more and more out of our comfort zone that made the class a challenge and made it exciting to go to every day. And then there was photography. I had always liked taking pictures, but I never really got into photography until I was in college. Same thing with theater, Theater 101. It was just an elective, but it introduced me to the world of theater. You know, I always thought of theater as going to the movies, you know, and watching something on screen. I never thought about things on a stage. And so it introduced me to the world of theater, and I started to get really involved in theater. And you've heard me talk about this in the past, start trying out for plays and getting parts and just really loving it and feeling like so much a part of my community. It was amazing. And then trauma happened, and it was like the rug got pulled out from under me, and my life was turned upside down, and everything just that I ever cared about or loved was just gone. And I was devastated. I was completely devastated. And when you're in that moment, it's hard to remember like everything that you did and everything that happened, and even dates and times get all mixed up. But I can remember at one point screaming in a bathroom and saying, why me, why me? And I knew I wasn't getting any better over this drama. I didn't know, like I didn't know if there was ever going to be light at the end of my tunnel again. And then a distant relative reached out to me and offered to let me come stay there. And so I should have known when they showed up with trucks and they were so eager for me to be there, it should have been a red flag. And then when I got there, it was incredibly rural and it was very shady. Not all communes are. There are some on YouTube that just look absolutely amazing. This one particular one I landed in was just absolutely horrifying. The people were shady. The whole thing was shady, and it started to feel like if you didn't become a part of it, then you were kind of a witness to it. And so it started to feel like a physical threats against me, and it was definitely psychological, just this warfare that they kind of got off on, this psychological warfare. And you might be saying, well, why didn't you just pick up and leave? Well, funds were starting to run a little low for one thing, and the thought of leaving all of my stuff behind and just fleeing in the night, and then there was the animals, and you know, all that stuff with me was like memorabilia, and it was my survivability. I had a lot of food with me that I found could be traded. Food can be traded for stuff all the time. Just never forget that if you're ever in a prepping mode. But anyway, it was trauma on top of trauma, and so I was double dealing with 2 traumas in a row in 1 year. I finally did make the escape, and I finally did get out of that, and it took me a long time to find my way back, back even to halfway the person that I felt like I used to be. In fact, I feel so different now. I even go by a different name because it kind of feels like a dead name to me now, because I'm not her anymore. I'm this person who survived this now. I'm a different person now. I came out of the other side a different person, and I'm having to explore and learn things all over again. And so it's been really hard for me. The YouTube channel and the public communication has been very therapeutic for me. I will say that. That's been amazing. It's allowed me to keep up connections with people that I might not have otherwise made, and I really do appreciate all of it. I appreciate all the comments on my channel, and I read them all and respond to them all. I really do. The other thing is theater. I have not even stepped back inside of a theater in 10 years. Almost went in June, didn't quite make it. Beauty and the Beast played last June, and that's like my favorite play, and I just didn't quite make it. But I'm going to try again in December. I'm going to try very hard. Even though it's going to be very triggering for me, I'm going to step back. I do want to say that healing from trauma, one thing I want to say is that when people say it's going to be okay, they don't mean those words might sound really shallow and hollow, and they're almost aggravating, because you wake up the next day and it's not okay, and you're thinking, I thought you said it was going to be okay, and 6 months down the line it's still not okay, and you're still wondering, but I thought you said it was going to be okay. When is it going to be okay? Well, it's going to be okay in your time. And they do not mean to cause you any more harm by telling you things are going to be okay. They do wish you well. They do care. It's just that they're not in your situation, and they don't fully realize what it is that you're feeling. So just be patient with people. That is one word of advice I can give, is be patient with people. They really do mean well. Let them help. Another thing is, if you do seek counseling and you don't find your first counselor helpful, or your second or your third, and you feel like you really do need counseling, keep on going. It wasn't until I found a fourth counselor that actually was somebody I felt like I could relate to, and kind of really helped me through some of the really rough patches. And don't feel bad about your healing coming in stages. Just take those stages, and then just be happy that you got that stage. And then when the next stage comes up, be happy that you stepped into that stage. And don't measure yourself. Don't measure your healing in all the phases that you haven't met yet. Just be thankful and happy, and relish in the ones that you have. So I do want to say that although I haven't stepped back in a theater yet, I haven't gotten down my camera in 10 years. That is 10 years worth of dust on my case. Yes, 10 years. Don't even know if she's still good. She's a Canon DSLR, and I absolutely loved her at the time, and it was very, very hard for me to keep her and hang on to her through all of that. But I haven't touched her. I haven't taken her out of the case in 10 years. But just recently, there was a contest kind of local to me, and I did put some pictures of mine in that contest. And it's not about winning or not winning. It's not. I don't know what these other people are into. I don't know the judges, what they're looking for. I don't know even if they're interested in my subject matter. You know, that what I see as beauty, they may see as weeds and bugs. And people be like, oh, what is that? So I don't know. I'll try to put up my pictures at the end of this video. But the fact is that on Saturday, I'll be able to walk in and see my pictures on the wall again. And that means a lot to me, to be able to do that again and trust in that again. That means a lot to me. So I wanted you all to be here with me when I take her out of the case, because it's just a big thing to me. You know, it is a big deal to me just to be able to take her out of the case and consider working with her again, and feeling more like my old self again. And she feels amazing. She feels absolutely amazing. And I have missed her a lot. And I feel very, very happy to have her back in my hands. So again, I want to say, it feels amazing. I want to say, heal at your own pace. If you're not healing as fast as everybody hopes you are, that's okay. You're okay. You're going to heal. You just have to heal at your own pace. Find the things that work for you. And please understand that people do mean well. They mean well. And when they tell you it's going to be all right, they mean well. They care about you, and they love you, and they want to see you heal. But you have to heal in your stages, in your own time. And I know that you will. I know you've got it in you. All right, guys. Thanks for sticking with me through this. Much, much love and light. Blessed be.